Right, I've bitten the bullet and I'm going to try and get this hub assembly off. It's so rusty. I just can't believe it's how rusty it all is. I'll show you, I don't know if you can see it or not. Well, it's sort of diverse a little bit. You see the brake pipe there, that banjo fit is. I'll get you a bit closer. Look how rusty it is. I'm going to get some tools. The first thing we'll do is try and undo this nut. Now I've been told by my fellow YouTubers that's a 32mm. Now I wonder if I've got a 32mm socket. Alright, let's go and have a look. Yeah, going alright. What I'm going to do now is knock this little tab up. I told you to leave the caliper on. What did you do? You took it off. Idiot. No, I have to get a punch. I can't be bothered to go and get one. I think it'd been quicker to go and get a punch, knock it out. Right. Well, don't be silly, just wedge that bit of bar on there. I've got my long breaker bar. Let's see if it can move. What do you reckon? I think he's got no chance myself. Put you down there somewhere. You happy there? Good. Well, I'm pretty cramped when I'm working, but it could be worse. I could be outside in the rain. Oh, I've got a bit more tube. I managed to get this top one out. It's still fighting for the last little bit, so I'll just leave that there just for a minute. Working down this anti-roll bar. I'm just going to get the rip saw or reciprocating saw and just cut that. So I'm not going to mess about that too much. This is the bolt I'm having trouble getting undone. The ones I have done, I'll turn you around a little bit. That's out, believe it or not. And the one right under there, that's out as well. Oh look, it's popped out now, look. So that one's out. So I just need to, so I'm going to cut this off. Hopefully I can spring this up out of the way, get a socket on it. Well, I need to get the anti-roll bar out of the way. I don't really want to cut this because I think I might use it. I'm not sure if I will or not, so we'll see. If I do use it, I'm going to have to cut it, narrow it. But all this is in the way, so what I'll do, I'll just cut it out. So the easiest way to sort that out. I can't get the bolts undone. They said no, so. Hoping it can come out a bit more than that. So I can try and get a socket on there. That's got it. Hey. Well, all them nuts and bolts come out easy, didn't they? Not. Well, I've got the caliper off. Well, I had it off before. I managed to get this cable off there. That little fulcrum there. I'll show you. Have it there. It was fighting to get out. Now the bit that's stuck in there now is that the actual handbrake cable in that little bracket. So what I've done, I'll give it a bit of a soak, and I'm going to just walk away from it for a little while. I think the car is so rusty underneath. All the joints are rusty, brake pipes are rusty, everything's rusty. Just covered in wax oil. But I think what's happened is they sprayed over the rust with the wax oil. That sounds like a dodgy MOT, doesn't it? Right, let's see what I brought in. This was actually £35 off of Amazon. I like the Chinese one. I like the Chinese, you can tell by the bottom there. Anyway, so we get one impact socket driver thing. Get two batteries. Now the other battery's on charge at the moment. So they just slide in like that. And you also get a bag of sockets and a drill, a chuck. Come do it, have a look. Right, so we get a chuck. And all them sockets. Look at that. 35 quid. That's what size you get. I should have done that all the time. I'm sure that O-ring there's for something. Don't know what it is. Got 14, 19, 21, 22, 18 and 17. So that's all the proper sizes. Get one of these drill bits. Or drill bit. What are these two? That's what these are for. I think the best thing to do is put them back in the bag. Alright, let's give it a go. Don't know if this is going to work or not. Soon find out, won't we? That's working out. Hey, it worked, didn't it? Look at that. Absolutely brilliant. It did work. Well, the result. Well, that's £35 well spent, wasn't it? Oh, so look at that. What easy straight away, wasn't it? Get me a toy out. I must remember I've got this. Well, I must admit, I'm impressed with that. Stick that bolt back in there. Right, the hub itself now, I'm just going to clean it up. I'm not going to bother, I'm going to change the bearing eventually, but I don't want to spend too much time on this, just in case this whole idea of putting this engine in the A30 doesn't actually fit. So I'm just going to clean it all up. But what I might try and do is that top ball joint, which you can't see because the camera's not on it. That top ball joint, what I might do is see if I can stick this in the vise somewhere and loosen it all off, so that if and when I come to replace it, it comes straight out. I'm so impressed with that. One van. Does the job, doesn't it? I don't think it'd be any good in the garage. It's been used all day, every day, but for me, I think it's absolutely fine. Right, well, I have sort of cleaned up as best I can get it. The actual bearing, I know there's a taper bearing there, it actually seems fine. So I'm tempted just to leave that. What I'm doing now, obviously I've cleaned it all. I'm going to try and get this top ball joint loose. Don't see much wrong with it. We'll probably get away with it, but I think I'll best renew it. Now what I'm doing there at the moment is just tapping all the holes out. Just cleaning the threads. So I'm cleaning the threads. That's the hub, cleaned up as much as I can get it for now. I've still got to get this top ball joint out. I've a measure, I've got to try and find out what the socket is, because I haven't actually got one. These bolts here, I've actually cleaned the bolts up, and all the holes there and there, they've all been tapped out. So that's as clean as it's going to get for the time being. Well, I managed to get the hub out okay. I'll cut this piece here, just to make it easier. The actual half shaft there, or drive shaft, is just hanging there at the moment. Just need to pull that out tomorrow. So, just needs a good clean up now then. Everything sort of did eventually sort of come apart. Again, you can see just how rusty the bloody car is anyway, can't you? Right, so the next thing to do is pull the half shaft out. I've already cleaned the hub up, so I can stick the hub back on and we can go from there. That bit.
I'm only here for the party. The sound, the vibe. I'm only here for the party. The sound.
Well, I did manage to get this top ball joint out. I did film it, but it looked so boring I didn't bother showing you. I used my, first problem I had was a new socket I brought, which I thought would be perfect. Goes over there now, but I had to cut the top of the thread off. It's actually poking through there, and you see I sort of mulled up a little bit. I used that, and also I used my cheap and nasty nut runner. Now I did try it literally for about 2 or 3 minutes trying to get it undone, but it said no, it didn't want to come undone. So I ended up getting some heat on it. Yeah, the only heat I've got is one of these little butane gas heated ruffers. So I just left that on there. I actually warmed it all up all the way around that side and all the way around there. I actually done it for probably about 2 or 3 minutes. Get it nice and warm, and also made the paint dry as well. Cut a long story short, I got it free, and it probably took me all in all, I reckon, about 20 minutes. What I've got to do now is go to the car and get the half shaft out. Just a little tip, I don't know, I've probably told you about it a million times before. This top ball joint, I only need it to go on just so I can get the car outside, then the scrap man will come and get it. I can't actually get that nut on there properly. So what I'll do, I've got some bit of grinding paste, nothing special about it. Some fine grinding paste. I can get it in and put it in the nut. Put it out there because I need some more. I can get it started. Well, that's started. Let's put the lid back on that. I don't want any nasties getting in there. I've had that a few years. Nice and 18. All you do, I'll just keep winding it to and fro like that. It'll actually grind itself. It's a nice thread. If you ever get any sort of rusty nuts and bolts, you can do it with this as well. Move it back. Get it on. Yeah, perfect. I've been having trouble getting the half shaft out or the drive shaft out, so I brought this little tool. You just sort of wedge it behind where the drive shaft goes in the gearbox, and you can use a bit of leverage, which I've got plenty of leverage here now. It should just pop out. Now, unfortunately, I won't be able to video it because I can't get the camera under there. So what I'll do now, I'll just go out there, go in the garage, and to see if I can make this work. There's another one as well. I've got two of them. Got this one here, so you can put it at different angles. So I'll give it a go and see if I can get it out. Well, I brought this new tool for getting the, it's only this little piece here, for getting the half shafts out. You're supposed to sort of hook it behind it and lever it out. The trouble I had was the exhaust was in the way. So what I did, I cut the exhaust out. Don't know if you sort of remember sort of previous videos, I spent a lot of time making all that. And now I've just got a reciprocating saw and cut it all out. So now I'm going to have a try to see if I can actually get this half shaft out or drive shaft. Well, after a lot of swearing and cursing and whatever, I did manage to get it out. Actually, what I've done, I used this tool there. I managed to get a bit of leverage on it and it just popped out. The bit that holds it in, I'm sure you'll know anyway, is that little spring there, that little clip there. That's the bit you're fighting against. Alright, so that's another bit done. I've just put a little pot under there. I don't think you see it at the moment. I'll just put the camera on, you might be see it. Just catching some oil. I'm just looking at the shaft itself because I've got a short on this. So I think the only way I can do it really, I reckon. Well, what do you reckon? Obviously you can't touch the ends because they're there. That says they are. I'll probably renew the gaiters on them anyway. I'll obviously re-grease it all, but initially I think, I don't know how sort of round that is. I don't know if that's a machine finish or not. It'd be nice really to get this taken apart. Unless you've got any ideas. Take it all apart and put it up on a lathe. I don't think I'll be able to put it on one. So you might be able to run it between two centres somehow, on that end and that end, and work out how much I've got to take off. So I've got to take a couple of inches. Then what I'd do, I'd actually machine right across there, quite a bit, so it sort of runs nice and true. Then I can make a sleeve and slide it in one side. Then I'll be able to slide it over and weld it all the way around. I'll have to have a think about it. Well, if you've got any ideas, give me a shout. Okay, half shaft's out. Hub's going back on now. Sounds like I move the vehicle. I'm hoping it's going alright. That's a bit I cut. Remember a bit I cut there? Well, hub, it's all been painted, which I shouldn't have done because the paint I used was really old. It decided it didn't want to go off.
I'm only here for the party.